Award-winning chef Dan Kluger, one of the nicest people in New York City, believes everything should have a purpose. His love of cooking began here in New York, helping his father in the kitchen and watching cooking shows on TV. Years later, he became the guiding force behind some of New York's top kitchens, including Jean-Georges' ABC Kitchen, where he won a James Beard Award for Best New Restaurant and Best New Chef honor from Food and Wine.
Last year, he opened Loring Place, named after the Bronx street where his father was raised. The decor is simple and elegant, and the dishes are fresh and seasonal. Chef Dan Kluger, welcome to The Dish. Good morning.
Welcome,
Thank you for being here.
Chef.
So nice to be here.
So happy to have you.
Tell us about this table.
So we got a mix of things from our menu. We have a wood-burning grill, wood-burning oven. So we use the wood-burning grill to impart a lot of flavor in vegetables, make it kind of meaty, another dimension. So we have wood-burning grilled broccoli right here with pistachios and orange. And then we have some roasted beets with some fennel and smoked goat cheese. And then one of my favorites for this season is sugar snap peas, and some of them are also grilled on the wood-burning grill.
Wow.
And then we use a local cheese to make a vinaigrette. And then, of course, we have some pork chops, and the pork chops are glazed with pomegranate, and they're served with cabbage, fennel, some chilies. We like to add a lot of chilies and acid to the food.
A lot of this is driven by the green market.
Yeah. So
Talk about your relationship with local purveyors and the seasons.
We try and cook seasonally whenever possible, using all these local farmers I've been working with for years. Again, a lot of them are at the farmers market in Union Square, Hudson Valley, Long Island, etc. And we just try and take what they have, put a little twist on it, make it a little more delicious and exciting.
I was surprised that you started out studying to be a physical therapist.
Yeah, that goes back a long time.
But you took a little turn because you had to study nutrition?
Yep, they said the best thing, because we don't have an undergraduate program, but we have an amazing graduate program, do nutrition, do some food service classes, get a degree, you'll learn what you need to in order to be ready for the graduate program. And somewhere along the way, I met Danny Meyer, did an internship at Union Square Cafe. And
this was at Syracuse.
This was at Syracuse,
yeah.
SU. And I got bit by the bug and been in the kitchen more or less since then.
You, given your relationship with Danny and Jean-Georges, I mean, two of the great New York chefs, what did you learn from them?
Each one totally different things, but at the same time, so many underlying themes. I mean, both incredible businessmen. Jean-Georges taught me so much about business and just how to look at it from a different angle. Mm-hmm. Danny taught me an incredible amount about hospitality and just how to take care of people and how to really make them feel like they're sitting at your table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In 2014, sorry, I interrupted my drink there. It's
what is that drink, by the way?
Tell us, because it's got a lovely float on it.
This is a thoroughfare. It's basically our version of a dark and stormy. We use local rum from upstate New York. We make a special lime syrup. And again, it's pretty much a dark and stormy, but our version.
In 2014, you go off on your own. Little scary going off on your own?
Incredibly scary.
Yeah. Why did you decide to do it?
It just felt like it was the right time.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted to open my own restaurant, and had spent plenty of time at all the places I had worked, and so it felt like it was time to do something. And I had a lot of support from friends and family at that point in time that made it, while scary, made it a little more doable.
And as if to up the ante, or actually to up the ante, I mean, the opening of Loring Place was one of the most sort of talked about events in the New York food calendar. What's it like to have that amount of pressure on your first solo endeavor?
I mean, it's amazing. It's very flattering. Ultimately, I just wanted to open a restaurant.
Yeah. Could have done without the pressure?
Yeah, it's an added pressure, but you know, at the same token, it's a blessing and a curse. You know, if I didn't have it, who knows where it'd be. So I'm really appreciative that so many people were following us and checking in and wanting to be part of it. So.
Tell us about the name.
So the name was a long search for finding a name and trying to find something that had some meaning, but not a whole lot of meaning, and wasn't going to be something that we just threw against the wall and came up with it.
Yep.
And after many, many iterations, I was talking with one of my sous chefs, and he said to me, "Tell me a little about your father." My father had just passed away, and we were talking about different things, and somehow or another, the name Loring Place came up, and that's the street he grew up on. And it kind of went in the back of my mind, but didn't really think much about it. And literally the next day, my cousin sent me a text saying, I was just cleaning out the attic and I found something of your father's.
Yeah.
And it's his yearbook. You should check it out. And it says Arthur Kluger, Loring Place. I was like, you know what? This is the name.
That's it. It came to you.
And the logo and everything is actually his writing. It's from that
That's so great.
That's really
Shout
good.
out to Pops.
Yeah, exactly.
I will note that there are also delicious cookies on this table, which Anthony and I are going to pound as soon as this segment is over. I'm going to pass this to you, Chef, as we do each time we have a chef on the dish, and ask you to sign it, and also ask you if you could share this delicious banquet with anybody, past or present. Who would it be?
I think it would be my family, my father for sure, and then the girls, because I just loved that interaction of them.
Yeah, it's a nice thing.
Yeah.
Chef Dan Kluger, one of my favorite people in New York City. Thanks and congrats on all the success.
Thanks so much.
And for more on Dan Kluger and the dish, head to our website at cbsthismorning.com.